welcome back to my channel. This is Lorien with the Wellington Witch. Thank you so much for being with me today. This is going to be your bi-weekly reading starting from the 3rd of August and going all the way through to I think it's the 17th of August. It'll be in the title anyway. I'll confirm the date of the last one, but around the 17th. We start the 2 weeks off. Oh, we've got some ink and charcoal around here. We start the 2 weeks off with a full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd of August, so we'll be going in a little bit with that. This reading is to do with your sun, your moon and your rising sign. You can look at your Venus. I would recommend that you just focus on the main three, otherwise it gets a little bit complicated. And as always, thank you so much for commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing, making sure that you click on the alert bell. Some of you are kind of like first responders. I just see you immediately coming up whenever I put on a video. So thank you so much for everybody who's spending the time with me today. So hopefully we'll get some good information. We're doing a little bit differently this time. We have the Moonology Oracle deck, we have the Druidcraft Tarot, but we still have the runes. And it's going to go 2 cards for love, 2 cards for career, and general overview along with these 2 here. So that's enough rambling from me, but if you do want a reading based on anything I say in these readings online, or if you have a question that you'd like me to look into for you, all the ways is to get in touch and get a reading from me are down below in the description box. All that housekeeping out of the way now, let's get into your readings and I'll speak to you guys very soon. Hello lovely Cancerians. I'm sorry if it's a little bit dull right now. Seems like there's going to be a very overcast day today, but let's have a look and see what's going on for your reading for the next 2 weeks. Like I say, we start with a full moon in Aquarius, and if you are Cancerian rising, this will be in your 8th house. Your 8th house is mainly of career change. It's the taboo subjects, it's your partner's resources, it's endings and occult looking things, transformation. So you may feel the need to let your freak flag fly, you know. There could be something that you're wanting to get off your chest especially, or just feel a little bit more like you're in control of something. Don't know why it may manifest differently for some people, but it just feels as though there's going to be more potential for play and for looking at different things. I'm actually going to light another candle because I don't like this dark area over here. If you know a witch, you know that they love their candles, so I always have a few on hand. There we go. There we are, that'll be better. That feels much better already. Okay, so let's see what Cancer has to say for Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay. I'm not doing all of you, dear. I feel like the top one wants to come through anyway. So we're going to do 2 for love, 2 for career, and 3 overview. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Somebody's being maybe quite shady or concealing things around you potentially, because I don't know why I've put them all out at the same time. It's very odd. Okay. Anyway, within your love, you have rebirth in the High Priest. This is strange, because the last reading had them in this area, in the career area. And I've shuffled several times. I shuffle in between readings, and obviously I shuffle on screen. So the fact that you've got this 2 here, very interesting. So if you have a Cancer rising, if you have a Gemini rising, could be something there like, ooh, lovely. Okay. So this is your love, this is your career. I will be bringing them up to the camera, don't worry. And this is your general overview. Okay. So you have rebirth, which is judgment. The High Priest, which is the Hierophant. Ace of Wands. Feralt, which is temperance. You have the Hermit, the World in reverse, and the King of Pentacles. Now, I will say reversals are not to be worried about. They are just literally there to show you that the energy is kind of not flowing the way it should do. Alright, so let's just see if I can move this. Okay, So in your love area, we have Judgment and the Hierophant. So there may be a very traditional part of your mind that when it comes to relationships, Cancerians are known for being very, very traditional, very much in regards to the home, wanting to have this sort of set pattern, kind of like a group identification. You know, you don't really tend to escape a sort of group thing. You always want to do, like, carry on in the family, maybe some family business, stuff like that, you know, just general effects. But with this one, it may be that you're having it in a calling to step outside of that, to actually stand up to some idealisms that you have within relationships or within your sense of love. And I think that could be what's actually calling you within the Aquarius full moon, is just to see if there's another way of doing things. Is there another way of loving this person? Is there an additional thing that I can do in order to step outside of my comfort zone? For some of you, a very small percentage, you're actually stepping into more of a routine. Maybe you are actually saying, you know what, routine is good for me. I like knowing where I'm going. I like knowing what I'm doing with this person. And actually, maybe I have changed my mind and I do want to get married now, or I do want to have that family. There could be a switch of ideas here within your love area in the next 2 weeks. And I think this will be sparked from an inner transition, not from somebody external. This seems to be very internal. You coming out of your shell, you understanding more as to what you need emotionally, and you're understanding more about what that looks like on the other side of things. So inside you think, look, I really want somebody to be there to say hello to when I come home, or, you know, something very simple, but you're understanding what you need, and you're then able to make that happen, or at least look at different ways of how that could fit into your life. So you're being clearer about what you want in the grander scheme of things. And I think that's really good. It's a really good place to start. And then we have the Ace of Wands and Temperance, because I can never pronounce this word properly. So this is in your career. You have a new spark of idea. You have a really good creatory time. Or let's just pretend we have a word that works for that one. But it's very much an inspiration time. It's something that's very sparking. It's something that makes sense to you. And it's also very healing. Some of you may need to be taking some time off work. That's something that I've just heard, to regain some energy. So some of you may have already been taking time off work because of the current situation. But I just feel like a lot of you are just needing to scale back on something, needing to retreat, needing to rebalance, needing to feel more focused towards your health and how your career fits into that. Maybe some of you are very mentally taxed recently, and you just feel, oh God, I just can't do this anymore. I'm just so drained. With this being drained, you can't possibly get a spark or energy, or, yes, I'm excited to go to work and see people or do my job. You can't possibly do that. You need something, I think, that sparks your interest, that sparks your desire to do stuff. And this is kind of saying, if you need to take a break from something in order to regain that spark, definitely take a step back. It could be as simple as actually not listening to some people that are around you and just blocking them energetically out of your life. Because if you work with them, it can be very difficult. So just kind of see if you can take that step away from something and focus more on yourself, focus more on your inner being, yourself, basically, your health. This is actually a very internal few weeks. I think you're very much going into this season of transitions out of some maybe darker places, transitions out of some difficult places emotionally, and understanding now more what you want from a relationship that you may have or in the future, but also the relationship you have with work, and how you are doing or not doing something that is pleasing to you, or how you're not doing something that is what you feel is your sole purpose. So I do feel that's going to come through, and this makes sense. The Hermit being here does make sense, because in that respect, it's almost like you are being taught by this isolation, by this world being on pause, that you have got what it takes, and you're looking more inwards without fear of what you'll see. Because sometimes if you say to a person, you need to do some shadow work or you need to look within, they're like, ooh, I don't know whether I'll like what I see in there. Well, that's the whole point. If you don't like what you see in yourself, then you can always change it. You're not stuck with it. You're not a rock. You know, even rocks change over time with the right weather and circumstances. So it's just kind of like that ability to change, but it comes from within. Not to sound all cliche, but change does come from within, I truly believe. And that, I think, is something that you're going to start seeing over the next 2 weeks. Change of attitude in yourself. But not from somebody pissing you off. This is going to be from you wanting actively to change. And you have the world in reverse, so it means you can't quite rush forwards into the world as you once was, but this is a time of healing. And this is a time of just getting to grips with something. You're not done yet. You have not completed the cycle yet. You have not integrated all the lessons of this period of time. You have not integrated all of it yet. There's still some things to do. There's still some things to accomplish. And it may feel a little bit like your world's been turned upside down, literally. So just don't be too hard on yourself and make sure that you are looking at things with the same beautiful Cancerian point of view that you normally have. Because a lot of Cancerians I know have very, very rose-tinted glasses, glass half full, being very emotional. So I do feel that you're growing a lot. This could be, though, having the practical application. Here's a very dark card for this weather. Oh, please, clouds, please go away. But this could be you having to have more discipline, having to have more control over you, putting practical action to bring these results. So once you have a plan, once you have a thing in mind, you can then go, right, okay, I'm calling my boss, or I'm taking the initiative to take a few days off, or to take a longer weekend, or to apply the things that I want in my relationship, talk to my partner, just do the things I need to do, get off this toxic social media site, just do something that is very practical, that allows you to achieve the sense of happiness that you're coming to realize you deserve, which is very, very positive. I do think that you are deserving. Yeah, you deserve happiness. You deserve something that's, I don't know how to describe it, but you deserve what you're looking for. All right. Can we have some information for Cancerians, please? I just got the word Yera in my head. And that's not Yera, but I'll explain what this is first. This is Uruz, and this is almost, if you can see it. I don't know whether you can actually. Come here, candle. So this is Uruz. Sorry if it's a bit blinding here, but this is Uruz, and it's on its side. It's not quite upside down, but Uruz is very much like oxen. It's very strong and unmoving, and physical strength and untapped potential. So I feel like you're coming into that now. It's almost like you're getting your stubbornness back, and you're going, no, this is right, this is right, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. This is the direction that I desire. And so I am going to make that work for me. And Yera is a year, so maybe this has been a year in the making. Maybe, at the end of this year, you'll be looking back and going, oh, you know what? That was actually quite cool. It's also prosperity and harvest, and it can come through with a sense of peace. So I think that a lot of this is kind of coming to home to roost after 2020. This especially says you're not quite done yet. You're not quite done yet. I'm just going to finish this off before everything, all the light in this area disappears. I don't know why it's gone so dark so fast. It's the middle of the afternoon. Okay. What information would you like to give to Cancerians, please? What would you like to give to Cancerians, please? Okay, so you have two here. The one that came to mind was You Are Enough. A win-win outcome is forecast, so that's good. Full moon in Libra. This means that you're basically going on the right track. And, whichever you choose, it's right, because you're using your intuition to guide you here. This is what you need to do at all times. Come back into your intuition. You're definitely focusing on the right things. If your kind of higher self is going, pay attention, that's what you need to do. And then you have surrender to the divine. Full moon all around, surrender to the divine, which basically means if your higher self is coming through, if your intuition is coming down, if you're being divinely guided, as they like to say, by whoever you speak to, whether it be guides, God, angels, universe, higher self, whatever, you can't go wrong in the next 2 weeks if you actually obey the intuition and don't let all the negative things, influences, like I say, maybe you need to get off social media or stop following some problematic people. Just let yourself focus on this, because I think you are ruled by the moon. So you will have, this full moon is going to affect you no matter what. Okay, so this is just going to be you, no matter what it is, no matter what's happening. But I do feel this is very positive, and I do feel that it's coming through at a time where you need it. So just try and, if you can, try and steal a moment. Take a break where you need to, like the Federal card said, Temperance, and just try and lean into something that may be uncomfortable, like asking for the time, or saying, I would like time. It may be uncomfortable to ask for, but it's what you need. It's what you deserve. It's what your intuition may be asking you to do. So just lean into what your intuition is asking you for, and then see how you can potentially deliver that. Well then, my lovely, lovely, lovely Cancerians, I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if it was. If you'd like a reading based on this or any other questions you have in mind, do let me know. That the description box has all the ways to contact me for a reading or otherwise. But in the meantime, my gorgeous ones, do take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll read for you very, very soon.